Hi there, my name is Polina and I'm going to walk you through this job to be done template and we'll talk a little bit about the framework and about this template as well for sure. So how to get started? I'm starting with a about template document because it was written with love and thinking about users, at least I hope it was. So job to be done is a framework when we try to formulate and understand customers' goals, constraints, and based on those constraints and goals and their expectations, we formulate not the solution but the job to be done with a specific formula. So to do something, I want to, or I need to do something. It sounds a little bit weird. If you haven't heard about this framework, I definitely recommend you check this article or even read a book because I believe it's a great one. So everything starts with the research. Before we try to find the answer, we have to formulate the question. So the first thing that we have to do is to understand which problem are we going to focus on, which market, which persona, and this formulated thing will live in a table which we call research. So all the researchers live in this board which are called researchers to handle. You can have a lot of you can use this like a research bank. You can drop here your ideas, decide what do you want to focus on next. But here we decided to improve the work of small business owners. Let's go back to this document. And it's very important also to explain to yourself and to your teammates, if they were going to help you with interviews, why have you chosen this particular market, this persona, and why is it important for us, and what are our opportunities on here? Like, why do I believe that we still can bring some value to this market or to those personas, how many of them? So yes, in fact, this is research. And documentation about this particular research will be living in the same document, in the same card. So when you open a research, the whole context is here. So you don't have to switch to the Google Docs, you don't have to switch to Notion, to Confluence, you don't have to switch anywhere. So you can even here write down some hypotheses. So how do you think solving the problem would help you and your customers? And it's definitely wonderful to write in advance research questions because we're going to hold some interviews to talk to some real humans. And from my heart, I definitely recommend reading a mom's test book and write your questions according to this framework. But you're probably already a big pro here, and the link to the book is in the document. So yeah, you can put the questions here as well, and it will be on a separate point, but with automations you can even make some kind of templates, so in every new interview those questions were listed, but that will be a separate topic. Okay, we've decided which kind of problem are we going to solve, why are we solving that, and then we can plan some interviews. So if I scroll down here, I see that we have two interviews planned. One of them is offline meeting, another one is a call. So you can add new interview either here directly on the research level, or you can add them here on the Planet interview calendar. So with a new button, just don't forget to, when you add a new interview, put which kind of research this interview is about, because you can have many of them. For example, this is a new, new interview. I open it and I have to put the research this one is about. Okay, yeah, let's go back to our board. By the way, I added it in the calendar, and if I scroll down, you see my new interview is here. Okay, we formulated the problem, we decided what the research will be about, and we are handling the interview. So here we have an interview with Alex. I can choose who was the interviewee, so like who was talking to this customer. I see the contact email. I also can put the recording link in here because it probably will be stored in a separate place. And you can use Fiber for the video transcription as well. So you can just load the video here and it will generate you a transcript like this. After that, so you generated a transcript, you can ask AI to summarize, just because most likely you don't have a lot of time to make all the notes. So that will be a nice overview for your teammates and they can easily go there and share. So you talked to a real human and most likely you enjoyed the conversations. And now we start using our framework. So we are going from the text, extract 3 types of data. Goals, what your customer is trying to achieve. Not your customer, but like a potential customer. Your persona is trying to achieve. For example, Alex is trying to be more productive and do everything on time. Then you have to find constraints. Why haven't they done that yet? And maybe that's because they don't have a budget to hire someone. Maybe that's because they just don't have enough time, and again, the budget reduce those limits. Maybe the experience is not enough. Maybe something else. Maybe like customers are not like the target ones, so it takes more time to deliver what they want, and they have to focus on the market. This can be whatever, but this is your part to find the constraint and to find the goal. And the last but not least, you have to find the catalyst. So finally, looks like they have started looking for a solution. So why? And this catalyst will just help your later marketing team to target the personas to easily find them. So maybe a new teammate joined the team and he wants to improve the process. Maybe they lost a couple of big customers and this is why that's the time just to finally prioritize this problem. Maybe something else. So we have to find goals, we have to find constraints, we have to find catalysts. You can do this either manually or you can ask AI to analyze your interview and suggest you some options. So it can just go through the text and make me some suggestions. Then you can go through those suggestions and decide which of them are close to the truth. Because of course AI is not 100% reliable. It speeds up the process, not replace you. That okay, this constraint is very correct. Yes, they empathize it a lot. You can highlight this piece of text and create a card. And what we are going to do, we are going to create a constraint here. I clicked on it. Now I have a separate card with a constraint. And I see the interview it appeared from, and I can also link a goal because constraint does have to have a goal. And I can do like everything with a batch, or it's better usually to go one by one. And what else has changed? If I scroll down, I see this constraint here as well. So in the end of working with the interview, you have to have a list of constraints, list of catalysts, and list of goals. And once you've went through enough interview and you're satisfied with the research you made, it's time to use the framework. So we go to the job to be done flow, our whiteboard. Let me probably turn on presentation mode. Okay. So you identified the unmet needs of your ideal customers. So it definitely makes sense to put them next to each other so you could understand how it looks like and what do you have to overcome, and see it not only like by the interview, but kind of this overview that we have right now. So now we see the goals, we see the constraints, put it, nice. Then the second part is to list a catalyst. This will be helpful for you and for your team, and you can prioritize them right here or somewhere else. So it will also probably help you to better formulate other things as well, because sometimes in catalysts they hide like the beyond result. And then based on that information, you can try to formulate the job to be done your customer was trying to achieve based on what they shared. Not customer yet, but your persona. So they mentioned a lot the fact that team doesn't know, for example, where to look, they miss the deadlines, they forget about them, and also customers don't know what's going on. So my job to be done is to stay in context. When my team and I are working on a project, I want to avoid miscommunication and stay aligned on project goals. Or when facing tight budget and deadlines, I want to deliver high quality work on time and within budget. It sounds very clear, it sounds very simple, but in fact to formulate it is a great work, it's a great job to be done, in fact. And once you formulated it correctly and nicely, then this can be sold to your potential customers, to your markets, to your personas, and you then can analyze your execution, your work, your features, whatever you have, your stories. Do they serve the job to be done purpose? I'm working on a feature. Does it help customers to stay in context? Does it help to simplify the adoption flow? Does it help to save the money? And if the answer is no, then you have to make sure that there is a real reason why are you delivering this feature. And when the whole set of the features is done and you believe that yes, we are able to deliver this job to our customer, you can always have a second set with interviews and see whether the problem was solved, or maybe it was not identified correctly. Maybe it was too broad, or vice versa, too precise. But you will have this connectivity and with a goal. What do we have inside this template? Not only my incredible thoughts, but what is also will help us. Of course, those whiteboards. Every of those cards, it's a real card. So compared to Miro, you don't have to switch the context between your brainstorming tool and your execution tool. So everything lives in the same place. Let's go back from the presentation mode. Imagine you have, you have a new catalyst and you just want to put it here. That's okay. You can just create a new catalyst here. It's just not a text right now, but you can do something like this. You can insert something that is in your tables already. Not sure that we need interviews, but still there they are. And yeah, that will probably help you to save some time. You can also show those cards not only on the whiteboard but on other views. For example, goals and constraints, they are connected so they can live in a table like this. You can show it like that. So you were able to see it. Catalysts, you see again them as a list, and by the way, the same catalyst can be heard in multiple interviews. It's good when it appears in different interviews. It means that there is a pattern. And if I open a particular catalyst, I see a list of interviews that appeared from, and here I have a formula which is called number of mentions. So it just shows me how many interviews this catalyst was mentioned in. And you will be able here to apply sorting and say show me the most popular catalysts, and prioritize them not manually but automatically. And by the way, with the help of AI, you can use our AI functionality. So I'll click here on three dots, and if you're using AI search, you can read about this in a guide shared in the document. There are two buttons: find similar catalysts, find related entities. So if you have different people having multiple interviews, and of course they maybe not remember all the catalysts, they just create them from scratch all the time, AI will help you to go through all the catalysts and suggest you the similar ones. So you can merge them together and then have a real overview, the whole picture. But of course you need a little bit more data than we have here. And yeah, then we have a job to be done, which is grouped by the research. So each research, as a result, has to have a set of JTBDs, and you have to prioritize them, because not all the problems you're going to address, not only goals you have to help to fight with, maybe they're fighting something, this is not my war, this is not my fight. Yep, so This is okay. It's just okay to put some of them to achieve to the abandoned and icebox. Just means that maybe you'll be back there someday. Not now, but maybe someday. And maybe later you'll have a lot of researches, correct? Oh no, wait. Yep, sorry, my recording bar was blocking. You will have, I don't know, maybe 2-3 researches going at the same time by different teams. So in this case, we created a smart folder. So that means that you will have, maybe like this. You will have all your researches in the left menu, and if you open that, you will see all the interviews, all the goals and constraints, all the JTBDs grouped by the research they belong to. And if I start a new research, like test one, as you see, I already have here some views pre-made. There is no date here at all. Like, we don't have catalysts here yet, we don't have goals yet, we don't have any interviews planned, but it is like applying automatic filters on the top of our children data, interviews, goals and constraints and catalysts, which are grouped by the research. This one is very helpful when you will have, if you have a lot of researches running at the same time, and if you do not, please don't hesitate to delete it. Nothing will happen to your data, you just don't see it in the left menu anymore, and this is okay. So yeah, let's go back to our template here. We already forgot about the document, but yeah, let's go through the whole flow again. List researches that you're going to make, focus on markets, personas, explain why it is important, and focus on that. Interviews, run interviews, store the notes in Fibre, use AI power to generate transcription, to extract the necessary information, to summarize, or do whatever you want. Like, that will be for free on the basic plan, and that will be, I think, more than enough for the beginning. Make a good interview, please. I hope you will do. There's like some real examples. After the interview, collect goals your customers want to achieve and constraints why they haven't done that yet. You can do this manually. You can ask AI to help you, and then create entities from text, create cards from text. And once done, decide what do you want to focus on next, which goals, which constraints, formulate job to be done, start working, and don't forget, when advertising later your product and your amazing solutions, focus on those personas you were talking to and address the constraints they shared with you, and look for someone who has the same situation like listed in catalysts. I hope it was a little bit helpful. Let me remove my face again. Here we have help and support button. If you want to talk about this or give some ideas for the next templates or ask any kind of question or just to talk to a real human, we all need that sometimes, please go to the human support. If you don't like humans, or just you're in a bad mood today, or maybe the weather is not that good, or you need some technical advice like how to create a view, how to add new card to the board, what the hell is smart folders, because it was not clear at all what Polina was talking about, AI support is an amazing choice just because it was trained on our guides, so it will give you nice, concise, technical answers and will save you a lot of time, especially if you're in a different time zone. So this is probably it. Thank you so much. That was a pleasure to know that maybe someone will watch it. And yeah, see ya.